Roster mania is a term we use in the RLCS to describe the crazy offseason that we have every single season. I swear every offseason we talk about how this is the most insane offseason we've ever had, but every year it just gets crazier. We have Drowley going to a whole nother region with Falcons. We have Monkey Moon doing the same thing with Twisted Minds. We have Shopify Rebellion picking up a legit roster in First Killer, LJ, and Kover, which is exciting, and many, many more aspects of Roster Mania that are insane. Comment below the rosters that you are most excited for. But we're going to get into some players that I think can still have an impact. Now, obviously, all the big main stage names have been taken for the most part. But there's still a few players that I think can have that big impact. But before we get into that, subscribe, like, it helps me keep pumping out these videos. Today is a little more unscripted. I'm just going to be kind of rambling my thoughts. Let me know if you guys enjoy these type of videos. But you'll notice on the screen right now, this is Pirates on the Boat versus this is Carl in the last chance qualifier for North America, where players just kind of threw together whatever players were left. And Mech, the point of view that we're on right now, is one of those players. Mech's season for 2025 was kind of lackluster, which is to be expected. I mean, he's a rookie, but he didn't have really any notable results throughout split 1 and 2, maybe a couple top 16s here and there, but definitely no top 8s. I think someone correct me below if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty confident in that. But last chance qualifier is where he really got to shine with, you'll see on the screen, Eris in front of him and Andy as well on his team. Really unlocked and showed what Mech can do. It really put Mech on the forefront of everyone's minds, and I'm excited to see what this offseason is going to be like for him. There's still lots of players left available. Unfortunately, I was hoping that he would be on a bigger roster, having a bigger role. And that doesn't look like it'll be the case. I don't think he'll be on a top 4 team, but top 6 I could see. You'll notice on the screen on the other side, there's still Talk, Com, and who is it? 5 up. 3 free agents currently. And I think Mech could join one of them to make a good team, a team that at least puts up a fight for top 4. I don't think that'll happen. But I do think Mech could be on a top 6 team at least. But let's go back a little bit for Mech for this last chance qualifier. Let's talk about Pirates on the Boat. They qualify through their group stage easily enough to then face Complexity in the upper bracket, where they get absolutely destroyed. But then they go on to face this Carl team that I think everyone had at least top 4, which then they lost to this team, so they didn't make top 4. I had Carl actually winning the event. That was my prediction. It was a little bit of a hot take, but that's what I had. So it was kind of a surprise to me when they beat Carl, but Carl definitely did not have it together. But Pirates on the Boat looked really good. Mech in particular, we're going to get to a point in this replay. I think it's an overtime goal. I won't spoil it too much, where Mech absolutely pops off. And that's the series to get them to top 4. And then they do fall to the eventual winners in Shopify Rebellion, but they do take them to 6, showing their strength for sure. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Mech is one that can still have an impact for a team to fight for a major. I don't think he'll be on a team that makes the major, but I think he will put up some good performances and fights and potentially be on that trade, in that trade conversation for split 2 before that deadline, which could be interesting. Or if an A wins that studio LAN that is coming up, if you didn't know about that, watch my 2026 video, RLCS 2026 video. But there's a studio LAN where NA and EU will be playing each other for a extra LAN spot, basically. The winner gets a guarantee major spot. but also whoever wins gets their region another major spot. So potentially Europe or North America could have an extra major spot, which could be super duper interesting. Maybe Mech could be on that team that steals that 5th spot. But actually here is this goal I'm talking about. Andy with the shot across to Mech, who just slots it down to win. I believe this is game 4, and it ends up going to 6. But yeah, super fun. I'm excited for Mech, but we're going to get into Europe now and talk about a player that has improved a ton and started his game off in the ones scene. Okay, on to the next replay. We're going to talk about a player on a team that actually had a similar run to Pirates on the boat in the last chance qualifier, but in Europe, and that team is 2 Danes 1 Bruv of Acro, Edgeby, and Tempo. And so the player we're going to be talking about is Tempo. As I mentioned earlier, he kind of got more popular, or at least I noticed him when he started to pop off in the one scene. For those of you who don't follow me as much, I love ones. And Tempo kind of got his big start in 1v1s. And he actually used to play on the Dominus with a little ball cap topper. And so he kind of became known for that, but he did switch. I don't know exactly when he switched to the Fennec and became a main there. But he is now, I think it was somewhere in like Split 2. But Tempo is someone who has impressed me a lot, especially in the last chance qualifier. Let's take a look at their run a little bit. They also easily qualify through their group stage to head to the upper bracket, where they actually faced Gentlemates, who obviously made the previous major in Rally. And they take them to game 7, barely losing. The series, I think there were so many overtimes in that series. It didn't feel particularly entertaining, if I remember correctly, even though it was a whole bunch of 1-goal games. But it was still solid Rocket League, and if you're taking Gentlemates to game 7, that means you're playing well, because that team was obviously top 8 in the world quality, because that's what they got in Rally. But they head to the lowers and play Team BSK, which has the likes of Pisky, Rusties, and I'm forgetting their third. Somebody remind me in the comments. And they absolutely destroy them in a 4-0. Oh, Mozzarella. I mean, we're literally watching one of the replays right now of them versus Team BSK. But Team BSK was a team where a lot of fans had them on the potential to win this event. Maybe not win, but like an out there stretch, they could win it if it was their day. Rusty's especially is a great player. Also a free agent I'm looking at currently. But then they go on and get destroyed by Team BDS, so they make top 4 in the LCQ. But Tempo here, as I was mentioning, I think he can have a big impact on a top 16, similar to Mech, right? And so if EU wins that studio land, then Tempo could potentially be making it to land, which I think could be super interesting. I think it was apparently Jack. I was watching a video, but he's one of apparently Jack's video. He talked about Tempo and talked about how high he was on his list. So I was hoping that we would see a Jack Tempo combo, but it sounds like Jack is going to GK with Joyo and Seiko. I believe that's the rumor so far, at least. Yeah, roster mania, man. I can't believe Jack and Joyo are teaming up. How insane is that? But I honestly don't have too much else to say about Tempo. I'm just excited to see him play. I do wish he stayed on the Dominance. I think it makes him unique and kind of helps his brand. If he's thinking long term, what he wants to do, if he wants to have a YouTube channel, live stream, right? Honestly, play the Dominus. Make that your identity because it attracts people, right? I mean, Jamaican Coconut, that's how he did it. Definitely brought a bigger audience because of it. Makes him unique. but I think he probably just wants to be competitive, and Fennec is the way to go for that. And so, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I'm just sorry. I'm just kind of rambling. Felt like just making a video and talking to you guys. Let me know if you guys enjoy this kind of video. I don't do them too much. I tend to make scripts and more interesting concepts, but sometimes I just want to ramble, guys, because I have no one else to talk to about this except for you. So that's my thoughts, though. Tempo and Mech, I think, are two of the most interesting free agents in the RLCS at the moment, who can have a big impact that people aren't really thinking about. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Who do you think is the most interesting free agent in the RLCS right now? Like, subscribe, and I'll see all of y'all in the next video.